A very good morning to you all, my dear students. We were reading the chapter Democratic Rights, and we will read. We were reading limitations of the freedom, right to freedom. Citizens have the freedom to hold meetings, processions, rallies, and demonstration on any issue. This is the right given to the citizen. But the freedom to assemble and hold public meetings does not mean that one can carry arms or disturb public peace or pose a danger to peace and integrity of India. And there is a right to freedom to travel any part of the country. It is also given in the under right to freedom. But freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, though reasonable restriction can be imposed on this right in interest of the general public. For example, restriction may be imposed on movement and traveling so as to control epidemics. For example, nowadays, because of corona, states territories were closed. And second is protection in case of conviction for an offence. It is under Article 20. Article 20 guarantees three protection to a person accused or convicted for an offence. These are: no person can be punished except for the violation of law, nor can he be awarded a greater penalty than what is prescribed under the law. No person can be prosecuted or punished for the same offence more than once, and no person accused of an offence shall be compelled to be witnessed against himself. Next is protection of life and personal liberty. Article 21 lays down that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except through a procedure established by law. Rights of person arrested under ordinary circumstances. Let's discuss these rights. These are under Article 29. These are as under: no person can be detained in custody without being told of the ground for such an arrest, and such a person shall have the right to be defended by a lawyer of his choice, and every arrested person must be produced before nearest magistrate within 24 hours of such arrest. So these were the rights of person arrested under ordinary circumstances. Let's discuss next right against exploitation. These are of two types. First is prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. And under this, traffic in human beings and beggar or any other form of forced labor is prohibited. This means that sale and purchase of women, men and children and making a person work against his will without payment is banned. And second is prohibition of employment of children in factories. It is under Article 24. It says that no child below the age of 14 years shall be employed in a factory or mine in other hazardous works. This was a right against exploitation. Next is right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion provides religious freedom to all citizens of India. All religions are equal before the state and no religion will be given preference over the other. So, in India, secularism is followed. Next is cultural and educational rights. India is a multi-religious, multilingual and multicultural country, and each and every one have its own identity and characteristics, and to preserve these diversities, it is natural to grant the following cultural and educational rights to the minorities and other communities. First is right to conserve the language, script and culture. Under the right, minorities have the right to conserve their distinct language, script or culture and to join state-owned, state-aided institution without discrimination. Right to establish educational institution. Under this, each minority group has a right to establish and administer educational institution of its choice, and the state shall not discriminate between minorities while granting aids to their educational institutions. These were the rights under cultural and educational rights. Now, right to constitutional remedies. The fundamental rights provided by our constitution are important because they are enforced, and these rights are enforced through right to constitutional remedies. This right makes other rights effective, and it is possible that sometimes our rights may be violated by fellow citizens, private bodies or by the government. When any of our right is violated, we can seek remedy through courts. If it is a fundamental right, we can directly approach the Supreme Court or the High Court. So this right is right to constitutional remedies. And fundamental rights are guaranteed against the actions of legislature, executive and any other authorities instituted by the government. Now, public interest litigation, PIL, and under the PIL, any citizen or group of citizens can approach the Supreme Court or High Court for the protection of public interest against a particular law or action of the government. Next is expanding scope of rights. There are 6 fundamental rights given by the Constitution, and some of the rights like freedom, right to freedom of press, right to information, right to vote, right to education are derived from the fundamental rights, and rights to property and right to vote are 2 most important constitutional rights. So there are many more rights like right to work, right to health, right to education. These are also rights given by the Constitution. So our chapter is complete. We will discuss next chapter in our next video. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.